Hey there, my little shadows. It's me again, your Master the Shadow Reader, here today to provide you all with yet a new video. As some of you probably should know, I've been uploading at least a little bit more compared to what I usually do, and I have my reasons as to why exactly this is the case. Now, for anybody who hasn't already known or whatever, in my latest video that I did, the Matthew Bumford's tricks video that I did, I kind of explained, at least to the best of my own ability, about why exactly I haven't really been uploading as much as I used to, but to be completely and utterly honest with all of you, I'm not really too happy with how it went out. I really think that there could have been a little bit more of a description in it, but then again, that was a Creepypasta video, and I didn't want to go too much into detail about things, otherwise it would have kind of screwed up the review. So I've decided to kind of sit there and just dedicate more of a side video as a way of trying to explain everything that's been going on recently, what I've been doing, how things have been going, my mental state, things of that nature, and just ultimately explaining why I haven't been uploading as frequently as I usually do. Now, to start this all off, I want to go on ahead and start off with the main reason right now why exactly I have not been uploading as often. Now, there are two major reasons, but this one's, I think, is honestly the biggest one, and that is the job that I have currently. Now, I can't go into too much detail about what I do at my job because of legal reasons, let's just say that. So, what I will go out of my way and say is my job is classified as an essential job, so to speak. Can't go into detail, but basically, at this current moment right now, the workflow that I've been getting has increased a lot. And this is something that I knew for a full-on fact was going to start happening, especially with the heat and everything started to kind of come up and everything. The workflow itself just started to increase a lot more these past few weeks, hence the reason why I haven't been uploading as much. And of course, because of the fact of the matter that this workflow has been increasing and the heat has been quite literally unbearable, it's fatigued me greatly. Now, before I go a little bit into, before I continue on further, I just want to let you guys know that I work outside. I do not work indoors anywhere. I don't have air conditioning. I have a fan, but that's close to about it that I have. And I have to wear a good bit of protective clothing, but that's it. And I'm working outside for pretty much 8 hours every day, Monday through Friday. And let me just say right now that it's a lot. It is a lot to have to deal with. Not to mention the fact that I live here in the South, and anybody who's lived in the South, or who does live in the South, will know that it gets hot as balls. It gets hotter than literal hellfire itself during the summertime, and it's only going to continue to get worse, especially with July coming in, and then August. August is going to be the worst time to sit there and work. And let me just say right now that I've already felt the, how do I put this? I've already felt the major fatigue that I have felt, just recently in these past 2 weeks than any other time. And because of this, because of the excessive work that I'm having to do now, combined with the heavy heat that I'm going through at the moment, every time I've gone home, I have just been so incredibly tired. Like, I'm surprised I don't go home every day and just sleep afterwards because of how exhausted I am. So, and not only that, I'm excessively uncomfortable given the fact that I practically sweat so much bullets that my entire clothes are soaked. So usually by the time I finally get home, the only thing I really just want to do is nothing. In fact, I'm actually kind of lucky that I'm actually kind of surprised that I even draw, given the fact that I'm just so exhausted every single day. I mean, the only time I'm not really exhausted is on Fridays, but even then, I'm still tired. And usually when the weekends just start coming in, I mean, I'm just starting to recover from the high level of work that I've just done, and let me tell you all, it doesn't do much for me. I mean, the weekend should be the time I sit there and I start making videos, I do this and I do that, but by the time I get home, I don't want to do any kind of work. I mean, I've already sat there and I've worked my ass off repeatedly at work, sitting there and coming in, having to sit there and sit down on a computer, read, upload, edit, do all those kind of things is just not something that's been on my mind. It's not been something I've been wanting to do. In fact, it hasn't been something I've been wanting to do for a good long while because of this whole situation that I've been in with work and everything else for that matter. I mean, it has been, oh my God, it's basically become so bad to the point where if I even think about making a video or doing anything other than just working on a hobby, I actually feel physical pain. That's how bad it is for me. Now, I know what a lot of you are going to say. Well, if it makes you feel physical pain, why are you making videos now? This is because of the fact that I do have a day off, and this is because of the 4th of July weekend and everything that's coming up, so I have been able to sit there and kind of recover a good bit, so that way I can sit there and make new videos, which is exactly what you guys are getting. Most of the videos that I do have, however, are being premiered at a later time, but for the most part, though, the videos, you guys should very likely be getting a more recent set of videos. So, that is one of the main reasons why I haven't been uploading as much. Excessive level of fatigue. And let me just say this right now. A lot of you have been requesting various stories and the like, and I know you guys want me to narrate the stories. I know that, and I want to get to them. I really do, which is why I'm basically spending my entire Friday, which is the day I'm recording this, my entire Friday narrating creepypastas and like editing them, adding like reviews, things of that nature, just to make sure you guys have something. I don't like sitting there and not making videos for you guys. I don't like having to sit there and not make anything for any of you, because it hurts me, and I know it hurts a lot of you, because you're basically being left high and dry at this point. And I don't want that to be the case, but I don't have a lot of options outside of this. Wait, that came out wrong. Let me rephrase that. I don't exactly have a whole lot of time at this point to really get to making videos, especially during the week, because of, again, the fatigue and everything else, for that matter. Now, the second primary reason why I don't upload as often, this is another one. I don't have any internet at my house. I am not able to get internet at my house. If you're wondering why, it's because I don't have an Ethernet port in my house, which allows me to sit there and connect my modem to the actual internet grounds. That way I can sit there and, go wireless and sit there and get the whatever it may seem to be. Basically get all the things that I need to get in order to sit there and actually have Wi-Fi connectivity. I have not been able to get it. I've tried actually getting it with a company here where I live at, which, let me be honest, is a good company. I really like it a lot, but I won't name them for reasons. But specifically the internet service provider, I tried getting in contact with them to sit there and finally start setting up for internet. Unfortunately, however, because of the fact that I don't have an Ethernet port, and because of the fact that this is a rented place where I'm living at, I really wasn't able to sit there and get any Ethernet ports installed into my home, and thus, because of that, things have pretty much, it basically just kind of left me high and dry right then and there. I actually had to sit there and send all the equipment back. I had to cancel whatever services. Thankfully, I didn't get charged for any of it, but it sucks. It really does suck that I'm not able to get it. So the only places right now I can get internet connection is at a family member's house or at the library. And for me to go to the library, I'd have to walk there, and I'd have to ask somebody to come and, drive me there. And I don't like doing that. I don't like the idea of doing that every single week, especially going over to a library just to do like one or two things. That's not something I want to sit there and do, because for one, it's kind of pricey to do. Even though it's not that far away, it still eats up a lot of gas money. I don't want to sit there and do that to people because I need to get like 1 or 2 videos uploaded and that's about it. I mean, sure enough, I could probably download more source material, more, clips, music, things of that nature. I mean, and I have intentions of doing so, next time I get the opportunity to do such, but it's not something I like doing because I feel like I'm taking advantage of people, on that end. I know it doesn't sound very rational to some of you, but me personally, I don't like the idea of having to ask people for a lot of things because I feel like I'm just asking them for too much, and it feels like I'm intruding to a degree. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. So, unless I start walking over to the library every weekend, likely chances, unless I go over somewhere with internet, I don't know. I really don't know. So, the only real times I'm able to upload as often as I am is when I'm, doing what I need to do. So that's another reason why. No internet. Another thing as well, and this one is kind of a serious topic, but right now it's kind of dying out, and that was lack of motivation. This has been a major problem for me in recent months. I mean, this isn't something that's just recently started happening. It's been happening to me for months now. And that's motivation to sit there and make brand new videos for all of you. Let me just say right now that creepypastas and everything have quite literally become so excessively old for me that narrating them doesn't really do much for me. I mean, I do have this new style of narration and that you guys really enjoy. It's why I'm sticking with it. But for me personally, I don't really enjoy narrating creepypastas as much as I used to. In fact, I'd even go so far to say that, with the subject matter of pastas, like cartoon creepypastas that I do, not a lot has really changed. I mean, any creepypasta narration, any creepypasta that I start looking into, I don't know what it is, but many of them I just flat out hate now. Because, especially with cartoon creepypastas, very few people out there sit there and bother putting any remote kind of effort in their stories. I mean, either the story is completely riddled with bad grammar, riddled with cliches, no honest storytelling, and just repetitive plots over and over and over and over again. I mean, it's quite literally infuriating to continuously see that from people who make these requests. I mean, this isn't always the case. I'm gonna be honest with all of you. This is not always the case for these creepypastas. But my God, it's a grand majority of times I click on a link for a new story that somebody wants me to narrate, and it's just awful. It's flat out terrible because it's either on Geoshia, which only for Matthew Bumford will I ever touch that site. Geoshia is shit. I have made that clear in many videos. I hate the Geoshia Wikia. In fact, I hate most Lost Episode Wikias now because most of the stories are just pure shit. That's all that many of them are. People who don't put effort, time, or anything into their stories. Now, thankfully, you guys, thank God, you guys actually listen to what I have to say. You take the reviews I take seriously, and you really do give it as much as possible. Hence, and that's another reason I don't upload as often, because, again, like I've said, most of the stories are terrible. And the few stories that I do actually have that are good, I sit there and I either type it down or I write it down or I put a mental memory in my head to narrate it. But again, work and everything, haven't been able to get to any of them. And it is such a major problem. I mean, just the whole cartoon creepypasta thing and just the creepypasta community in general has just fallen from grace. Everything about the creepypasta community is quite literally just dead at this point. I mean, I'd even go so far to say that creepypastas themselves are dead. And it's so horrible to see that because people could easily take a lot of time. People should really start taking more time and effort into their stories to really make them good. It's not that fucking difficult, people, to do that. I mean, hell, back when I wrote Lost Episode pastas, I put my heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears in them. I mean, hell, even when I did that, there are stories that I've written that I personally hate because of the subject matter of them. But And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I suck at making some creepypastas myself. I have made terrible Lost Episode pastas. Even some stories that you guys have liked, I personally find horrible. Like Otter's Sickness. I hate that story with a burning passion because of the whole way it went out. I'm surprised more people don't sit there and rip and tear into that story because of how god-awful it is. And, you know, it's even that. Even I myself consider myself to be a mediocre writer in relations to it because cartoon creepypastas are not an easy thing to make without sitting there and having to continuously repeat the same thing over and over and over again. It's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. Sorry, I'm getting into a huge ranting mode, but it's the honest to God truth. It hurts to see that few people are even putting effort into it. This is why, this is another reason why I haven't uploaded as much. Because the lack of quality that people have been putting into their stories. Another thing, this whole situation currently going on. I'm not going to name it, you all know what it is. The whole epidemic that's currently going on. I know that might not seem as bad as it may seem, but personally for me, there's just been a lot right now that's been going on. I've had family staying with me recently, things of that nature, and let me just say that I have no problem with it, but it's kind of gotten in the way a little bit of some of the video production that I do. Thankfully now, I don't have to really worry about that too much, so I should be able to get more narrations out. So there's that. But that's more of a minor thing. I think there's like 2 more reasons, and this next reason that I have, I'm going to keep it short. A lot of motivation has kind of fallen from me. I think I've already made a mention of it, but I don't have a lot of motivation to make pastas as much anymore. I mean, I really want to get back to it, but it's been kind of difficult to do. And as many of you should know, I've kind of moved my interest into artwork and things like that. And this is something I like. I love doing this art stuff. Even though I'm not great at what I do try and actually make it. I try. That's all I'm going to say. I try to do what I can to make, decent artwork. And many of you guys really enjoy it when I make this kind of stuff. And one thing I really want to start doing is incorporating the art that I do into my creepypasta narrations. The only issue, however, with that is that means that the videos themselves are going to take a lot longer to actually create. And that's not something I really want to go out of my way and do. Not because I don't think it would be a good idea or that I'm lazy or anything. It's just because I know that I have a schedule that has to be kept, and it's just not going to be that easy. I mean, hell, that freaking Backyardigans meme thing that I made, that took me 3 days to sit there and just make a 15-second animatic out of that. I mean, if it took me that long to sit there and do it, how long would it be for me to sit there and draw, like, different scenes and everything for certain pastas? I mean, it's a good idea. Like, it really is. I want to start incorporating that, and I might just start doing that, but at the moment right now, I really need to get myself back on track. Like, I really need to get myself back on track with my usual upload schedule and things of that nature. Because, for me personally, it will help this channel out a lot more. It really will. Okay, now that I've explained these things, I actually do have a couple of updates that I really think you all are going to love. Now, one of these updates is I have bought myself an iPad and an Apple Pencil. It should be coming in around Sunday. It was a pretty penny, but I managed to save up enough money to actually buy it. Now, with this iPad, I have intentions of sitting there and getting Flip-A-Clip, which is an animation program, Procreate, and a few other animation drawing programs. This means that I'm actually going to have a lot more of an opportunity to make better quality videos that will be a lot easier for me to work with. So instead of having to get on my drawing tablet continuously in my bedroom over and over and over again to sit there and make something, I can just kind of sit back, relax in my living room, with air conditioning, because my bedroom doesn't have that, and start working on some things. Another update as well that I want to say right now, and some of you already know about this one, but second one I know for a fact not a lot of you are going to like, but the second update that I have is that the Creepypasta Fail series is done. I am no longer going to be doing Creepypasta Fails episodes ever again. I have no intention of making any more of them. I do not want to make any more of them. Not only do these things, not only do I not like them, but I don't believe they do a lot. In fact, I don't think they benefit anyone at this point. Basically all it is just me raging in a microphone for like 10-15 minutes. And it's a problem because the one thing I want to do with my narrations and things is sit there and help people. I want to sit there and really provide an explanative reasoning as to why the story is bad and how the author can improve themselves. Creepypasta Fails were none of those things. The only thing that it was just me sitting there and screaming in a microphone about how bad a certain story is without really going into much detail as to why it's bad. And even the times that I do go out of my way and explain the reasoning why I don't like a specific story, it doesn't really matter because I'm not really doing much to kind of help the author out. And that's a major problem. I want people to better their writing skills. I want people to really put more time and effort into their stories and actually become better writers, creepypasta writers, or just writers in general. That's the one thing that I want to do for people, which is why I changed up my review thing that I do. Because I want to sit there and really go into more detail to sit there and help people out a lot more with these narrations because I want people to succeed. I don't want people to sit there and suck at writing. You know, this is the reason why I haven't quit doing this is why I will never quit what I do. Because like I said, even though I hate a good majority of cartoon creepypastas, and I think that much of the creepypasta community is quite literally just fallen from grace, I do have faith that there's at least a few people, and this is 100% truthful. Many of you have taken the advice that I've given, and you have improved so greatly in many of the stories that you do. This is the reason I do not quit what I do, because I know that even if I'm not able to get to the majority of people, I know at least a few people will take the advice that I have and become better writers, better authors, better storytellers, things like that. That is what I want to do. This is why I still do what I do, despite everything. This is still why I do what I do, because I want to see people improve. That's the main reason. That is one of the main reasons why I still keep doing what I do on this channel. Even though it's difficult, even though all of it is a pain in the ass, I'm still going to keep doing this. I'm not quitting this. I'm not ever going to stop doing what I love doing. Even though I'm having issues right now, even though I haven't been getting to certain stories that I know I should, even though some of you have lost interest in what I have in my channel because of the fact that I haven't uploaded as much, I don't blame a single one of you for it. I don't. The fact that I still have, despite the fact that I'm actually pretty surprised that my subscriber count is still growing as much as it is. I'm surprised it hasn't gone down even more. So with that said, oh yeah, sorry about me going off in a tangent, but my second update that I have is that the Backyardigans Backyard Adventure series that I do is being discontinued right now. Now before you freak out, there's a good reason for it. I actually want to start working on the pilot episode for that show. And one way I'm going to try, and I think I made a mention of this earlier on, but I really want to start working on that. I mean, my drawing skills have improved a bit more, but I really want to start working on this project because it's a passion project I want to do. I want to start working on the series. I want to start making episode 1, and I'll make a video discussing more in detail about what I plan on doing, but that is the reason why I'm discontinuing the written series of it, because I actually want to make it a reality. This is something I want to do. I want to sit there and I want to write the script for it. I want to work as hard as I want to use voice actors. I want to do all these things. I want to make this a reality. Because I'm tired of sitting there and just writing them down and just kind of fantasizing about it. I don't want to fantasize about it anymore. I want to make it a reality. And that's exactly what I'm going to start doing. Very likely not now, but I do want to start working on it before the end of the year and gradually work my way through to make sure that it becomes a reality. Again, I'll make a separate video discussing what I'd like, what I need, if I need help, or whatever it may seem to be, but I want to actually make that series a reality. So until then, the reboot series that I have written is discontinued until I can start working on the first episode. And gradually, more and more, I will start making more episodes, if I'm able to, which I will try and work on as best as I can. Man, this is a long video. This is really all I have to say. I apologize for the long video. I apologize for the long rant. I apologize for all of this. I apologize for not uploading as often as I do. It's just been a major issue these past few months. And I just ask all of you to please be patient with me. Please, I ask all of you to be as patient with me as you can possibly be. I know I don't upload as often. I know that you guys still want me to do certain stories like Patrick's Diabetes, Paw Patrol Alternate Ending, and I want to get to those, and I will try to get to those. I will try. But I can't promise this. I can't keep promising these things because shit always still keeps coming up, and then I'm not able to fulfill that. I don't want that to be the case anymore, my little shadows. I just don't. I don't. So this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to try and work on what I can. I have at least 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 new videos, if I haven't already uploaded one of them so far, that I'm working on right now. I'm going to try and get myself back on schedule, really start getting myself back in the groove of everything. That way I can, be persistent in the uploads that I have. I'm going to try and not be on hiatus as much as I am. I'm going to try and get to the request. I'm going to try and get back into writing again like I used to. I'm going to try as much as I possibly can. But I ask all of you in return to please be patient with me. Please give me the time that I need to really work on what I need to work on. Please do not rush me. Please do not hate me. I ask all of you to really take the time for me to really perfect this as much as I possibly can. Thank you guys for standing by me even after I haven't uploaded as much. I will try and do what I can, but I can't make any more promises. With that said, thank you guys again for watching the video. I really hope you guys understand. It's been difficult for me these past few months. I hope you all understand everything that's going on right now. Thanks again for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video when I get the opportunity to make it. And like always, roll the outro, cause like always, I'm out.
In fear and surprise as your eyes widen, your mouth goes dry with each battered breath. You try to scream, your mind begs to leave, glued to your computer screen. The killers they slash, the tapes burn and crash. The cartridge you bought will be your final haunt. The rituals of hate will seal your fate. The tears you shed will be from the fear-gripping, horror-driven, nightmarish, gore-filled, terrorizing, hateful, burning, violent, rage-inducing, knife-slashing, blood-splattering, silent screams. Only time will tell if you will escape this online hell. Your horror-filled obsessions will come with its own regressions. Your pathetic screams will not be heeded in any way, because your nightmares will come at any day.